All right, welcome back, good people. On this video, I'm going to talk about statistics on small businesses. But first, I want you to know that you need to remember to share this video, subscribe to this channel, and comment on this video from time to time. What I'm doing is I'm creating a process for people like yourself who are interested in starting a business, who have very little understanding of how to do that, or how to manipulate some of the online activities you need to acquire, skills you need to acquire. That's what I want to provide for you. That's what I do provide for my clients. And I want to do that for you. My name is Larry James. My company is speakwithlarry.com. And if you like, and what I would like for you to do is go to speakwithlarry.blog and check out a new blog I just created for my new viewing audience. And don't forget to like that page and subscribe to that page also. And hopefully what I'm sharing with you today will give you some insight or some understanding about certain things in line with business, especially from a statistical perspective. So the first thing it says is, if you own a small business or are thinking about starting one, you're an excellent company. There are 28.8 million small businesses in the United States, according to the U.S. Small Business Administration. And they have 56.8 million employees. Small businesses defined as businesses with fewer than 500 employees, accounting for 99.7% of all businesses in the United States. Now, that's a high number, wouldn't you say? That means there's only like 2.7% of people who have companies larger than, with more than 500 employees. I thought it was a lot more than that, didn't you? Well, maybe not, according to the United States Small Business Administration. That's good though. That's enlightening, enhancing, and informational for people like you and I who want to start our own business, or who have started our own business, or who are considering starting our own businesses. Because, you know, we're in that's a giant pool for us to jump in, right? So, you know, the only thing holding you back is you. And if you don't hold you back, then you'll get to experience some of the things that owning a small business brings. Some of the ups and downs, some of the highs and lows, goods and bads. All those are going to be there. Don't be afraid of that. Learn from that. Now, it also goes on to say, how often do small businesses fail? That's a question for you, right? What would be your answer? I'll wait. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. About 2/3 of businesses survive 2 years in business. Half of all businesses will survive 5 years, and 1/3 will survive 10 years. Are you in that window? Think about that. If you have started your business, or if you're contemplating, you're not in that window. You have to be in the water, and you have to be swimming, right, to participate in that survey. Well, you know, I would agree with that, because it takes a process. It takes a curve to understand all the nuances that goes into each business, and a lot of times they're very different per business, you know, so the structure is going to be different. Okay, continuing on. What's the most frequent reason for small business failure? According to U.S. Bank study, a whopping 82% of businesses that fail do so because of cash flow problems. There you have it. There's not enough money coming in. So if there's not enough money coming in, you can't pay your expenses, because it costs money to operate a business, right? But you get deductions from that. You get benefits, you know, but you must maintain a system of generating some type of revenue so that you can maintain your business. Now, if you want to start what I call a brick and mortar business, where you need upfront cash, or you need a lot of times very good credit, I don't really like to advise those type of businesses. And not that they're not good businesses, that's just not the type of businesses that I help my clients grow. I like for my clients to start their businesses on what's called a bootstrap. You don't need a lot of money at all. You just need a lot of you. You need a lot of you that's going to work to make this thing happen, right? And if you got that, if it's in you, you'll know that. And it won't feel like work to you, but it will feel like a lot of things that you're doing. And it will be a lot of things that you're doing because initially you have to be everything to everybody, right? You have to be the cook, the person who does the laundry, you have to be the person who washes the cars, you have to be the person who keeps the books, you have to do everything until you get an understanding about those things. And as you get that understanding, then you delegate or you set up another system to handle that. When I say delegate, I don't mean just tell people what to do. You finance people, you pay them to do something. You outsource things that you don't want to do or things that you really don't have time to do or things that you're not good at or things that you don't want to get good at, right? Because there's a lot of things that encompass certain types of businesses that you don't want to do. But there are people who want to do that and do that for money. If you just pay them, they will do a good job for you. And that's what you want to know who those people are for your system. Okay? All right, moving on. What are the biggest challenges of running a small business? Any idea? Well, according to small business owners, economic uncertainty, 1, the cost of health insurance benefits, 2, and a decline in customer spending with regulatory burdens almost tying for the third place slot. Now, those are 3 things that are going to be a challenge for you, especially as you grow. That's why I always think it's a great idea for you to start off small so you can understand that as you're growing, because there are going to be things that you're going to have to deal with, like taxes for one. If you're not really familiar with taxes, or if taxes scare you, you're going to have to pay somebody to handle your taxes because you're going to have to do your taxes. Period. No exceptions. And you don't want the IRS looking for you. You don't want that. That's not a good fit. So make sure you can position people to handle what you need to get handled in your business. All right. The next thing is speaking of taxes, what tax rate does a small business normally pay? Any idea? Well, it depends on your legal structure and the size and profitability of your business. But on average, sole proprietorships, which is what I teach my clients to become initially, pay the lowest effective tax rate. I think it's about 15.1, maybe in 2013 or 2014, I think it was. Don't quote that. But sole proprietorships pay the lowest tax rate per year. Now, what percentage of U.S. businesses are home-based businesses? Any idea? Well, as of 2014, 52% of U.S. businesses were home-based businesses. This, again, is 2018. So that's increased, I'll bet you. So small businesses, in-home businesses, that's the way to go nowadays. So especially if you don't have a lot of money, if you don't have A1 credit, see, those are like gatekeepers to people who, don't understand that you can have the same thing that they have if you put in the work. Because what you will do is you will attract people that have knowledge skills that you don't have. And those people can guide you to other people that can help you with what you need to get help with along the journey. That's the way that works. Business is not a one-man show or one-woman show. You have to be able to understand what resources are and what resources you have and what resources you need to grow your business. And that's not rocket science or brain surgery. It's simply the way it is, right? With anything. So I really want you to jump in the entrepreneur game. Become part of this, thing that has a limitless ceiling. You can grow as big as you want to grow. And who knows? It may be your time. Sometimes it's just your time, and everything will go right and fall in place for you. Sometimes, you're going to go through some failures. So, sometimes that's what you need. But keep going, and you will get to where you want to go. You will succeed. Now, the final thing is, what percentage of new jobs come from small businesses? Well, small businesses provide 55% of all jobs and 66% of all net new jobs since 1970, according to the Small Business Administration in 2017. So that's, as you can see, small businesses are needed. They're relevant, and they can provide what I call a side hustle initially. If you're not going to make a bunch of money from the start. Chances are you're not going to be a Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. But what you can be is whoever you are. Like I can be a Speak with Larry, right? And as long as I remain consistent, what will happen is people will start to take notice. And as people start to take notice, they will understand that this is not going to stop, right? So maybe they can bring me on board to help grow whatever it is that they're growing, right? Or entertain in an informational type of entertainment system that I provide, right? Because, I do speaking, I do PowerPoints and all that. That's great. But you don't have to do that if that's what you don't want to do. If you get nervous in front of the camera or you feel like you can't do that, that's okay. But maybe you'll get comfortable later, because that is a source of revenue. And it is a very good source of revenue. Think about this. If whatever you're doing, whatever you're speaking about, whatever you know about, I'm going to say, I want you to come and speak to my audience of 50 people, and I'm going to pay you $500 for 30 minutes. Now, you're going to speak about what you know about, not what I want you to talk about. What if I pay you $1,000? There are people who get paid thousands of dollars an hour for 1 hour of talking about what they want to talk about. I don't get it. It doesn't get better than that, does it? I mean, look, I can close my eyes and walk through this. If you're going to pay me $5,000, I'm there for an hour, and it's going to look good. It's going to be professional. And I'm going to want you to call me back again. That's what we want. We want repeat business, right? That way we don't have to keep going finding customers. We make a good connection, and we do a good job, and they'll keep bringing us back. That's how that works. And that's what you want to do, right? All right. Don't forget to share this video, like this video, and subscribe to my channel, SpeakWithLarry.com.